you ever had you ever been to DoubleTree hotels?
Mm-hmm.
Send a letter bomb to your editor. Personally describing a horror scene. Blow your mind like the Predator. Sever your preconceptions by stating the facts. Them dudes laying the vocals, Gene Panay. Sports talk, entertainment, news, and politics. Relationships, logical steps, and common sense. Topics of conversation for the masses to connect. After the broadcast, give you reasons to reflect. Respect all opinions, but we're here to serve the core audience food for thought. Welcome to Furthermore.
Now. Alright. What going on, audience? Welcome to the show.
Yep.
Furthermore in the building, presented by Paramortal Visuals.
This is how I imagine, like, stage fright
Have you ever had stage fright?
every time. Nah,
You can't see
not,
it.
not stage fright, but, you get the little jitters. It's like anticipation. Like, I get it every time before a basketball game, anytime before competition, anything. So you just...
So is it like a tense feeling, or is it like
I'm loose. I get looser. The closer it gets to showtime, the looser I get.
Wow, that's crazy. I get tense.
Mm-hmm.
I get tense. I feel it like it's like, I don't know if it's the sickle cell or not, but I feel like this. I feel like the Incredible Hulk about to transform.
Bust out the shirt.
That part.
Man, bust out the shirt. If he busts out the Star Wars shirt, don't worry, it's normal. What up?
What's going on, man?
Y'all in here with the Furthermore cast. We are going live for the first time today,
Ever.
so for everybody just tuning in and tuning out, get ready for the shits.
Don't tune out yet. Stay right here.
Get ready for
Aight,
some shit.
Yeah, don't go
What's
nowhere.
on the topic today?
Man, it's a lot of stuff we could talk about in the world right now, but
Man,
let's narrow that down because we'll be here talking for hours.
Oh, we-
Roger that. Well, can we talk about how these companies don't pay people enough and everybody's starting to go find alternative ways to get money?
The entrepreneurial route.
Going
I wouldn't even categorize it as entrepreneurial, but just find other ways to get money because entrepreneur is a whole different beast.
So
It's
they get
kind of like
underpaid, basically. Kind of that.
at a company. Have y'all worked for any companies that y'all just feel like they undervalue your time?
Oh yeah, AT&T did that.
Oh man, we just going. Whoo! Shout out to AT&T then. Fuck them.
Yeah, I worked
AT&T
there
did it.
too.
It was called it was called Bell South at the time, but you know they bought them.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was AT&T for
You
me.
worked there, but no, I know somebody who still works there, and I know what they're telling the new people when they walk in the door. So yeah.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
and that's the part. What they tell you when you get in the door, because it's different. If you give people expectation
Right.
when they go in, then it kind of shuts off all the. This person could flip and go postal. You know,
Right.
so if they know and they sign up for it, you put your name on the contract. Yeah, they give you them contracts with all them words that nobody ever reads. All we concerned with is the tax part, that they got the right address to send the check, and what about availability and schedule is, right?
Wait a minute, time out. Did you just say they get the address to send the check?
To send the check. Yeah, and if you don't have direct deposit, because a lot of people.
I was gonna say like how ancient.
But a lot of people still have to use that way because a lot of people don't have direct deposit. I know people still out here getting hard checks. Hard checks, they either mailed to their house or they either
I
picking
mean,
it up.
it's very true.
What?
It's very true. Because a lot of people,
Haven't had a check.
Okay, are they older? Or
Nah, and some younger folk. Like people got a lot of different situations. They might not have an address, or they might not have the credentials to get a banking account or just anything. So they gotta get one of them. I don't know what the card is, but it's whatever job offers the card where they just load the money onto the card
Like a
and
net
use that.
spend or
Yeah, something like
yeah,
that.
I
See,
got
I've never dealt with that. I've always had direct deposit of some sort, or I just want my money under the table.
Yeah, I had checks at the crab spot. That was
Word.
the last time I actually got a physical check, but that was like 4 years ago.
So did they take care of you over there?
I got checks at the crab spot.
I mean, it's crabs. Who don't like crabs? Did they not like? You ain't get. What did you get? Did you get free meals? Did you get a percentage off of this shit or something? Talk to
Nah,
me.
the crab spot should have been the other crab place.
What, the crusty
mean?
crab?
Nah, the juicy one.
Oh, the
Should-
juicy
oh,
crab.
It should have been a juicy
Shout
crab.
out to the juicy.
It should have
Not
been
the
that.
crab part, but the juicy.
It should have been that. It should have been the way they were set up. They were the precursor. I hadn't seen this anywhere before, but walking in, I was like, "Yo, this could be a chain." I said that. I was like, "This could be a chain." And he was like, "Nah, they only here for the music."
Oh, so you had the what's the foresight?
I guess, but that's the same thing as Redbox. When I saw Redbox, I was like, "Ooh, if they do this on
You
the
remember
internet,
that? Right.
if they do this on the internet, they'll make bread." And then Netflix showed up.
That was it. That was it. Because
That was what
Redbox.
Redbox was when you had that was in the Blu-ray DVD era though.
Right? You know what I'm saying? That
we
was the
had
highlight
this.
of that.
That was
Yeah,
a
they
fast
bought them out.
transition.
It really was from VHS
Blockbuster.
to
Yeah,
Blockbuster.
from going to Blockbuster to going to Redbox to.
Ooh, you
Yeah,
brought back
stream.
memories with
in our
Blockbuster.
generation,
Come on,
we saw the rise and fall of the Blu-ray and DVD.
Real
did.
I
quick.
saw it a world with before it and now the world after.
And now there is no such
That's
thing
so
as a
crazy.
well. I mean, they still have them, but that's only if you're a vivid collector,
Of
like an
what,
avid
DVDs?
collector. Yeah.
Blu-ray. But what was the big deal with Blu-ray? Because I had a PlayStation and I just used to put
I don't know. It's
the
just
Blu-ray disc in
it
there.
really
It
wasn't
sounds
anything.
great.
Don't it sound light and fast? Blu-ray.
Yeah.
It's a DVD player. You got a Blu-ray.
Sounds.
I
It
thought
sounds fast.
they used a
Don't it-
special laser to etch it into something, but unless it's like you had to have the whole system. Like Panay, you had to have the sound system, the upgraded cords, so you can see HDM, DMHI, and then 24K. If you don't have the whole package,
Yeah,
then you just got a Blu-ray disc.
Yeah, I think the only difference was honestly with DVD players, you still had to hold the rewind button. It wasn't like you know how you have it like rewinded in 2 seconds, 4 seconds. You had to hold the rewind button DVD players, and then Blu-ray was just like, oh, just press this button. It's back to the
And it
beginning.
just goes right back.
And I think that was like the major functionality.
I'm sure there was some type of Yeah, the functionality, but there was something technical had to be different.
That was it.
The encoding of the DVD.
I just think
Yeah,
it
why
was
we
advertising.
Our tech people. Yo, Smoke, what is the difference between a regular Blu-ray and a DVD?
That's it. I just know it.
Nothing. That's exactly what the difference is. That is it.
Response.
I was like,
My bad, I was getting this shit together. To my understanding, Blu-ray has the pretty much it holds more a bigger file so that it can give you better quality and it can give you more features and stuff.
Oh, so just the bandwidth.
So Blu-ray is 4K of today.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you went from 3G to 5G of the DVD world.
So we just get 4G.
Shout out.
One of
to
them, yeah.
Blu-ray.
It was Blu-ray. So
Blu-ray.
lightning fast.
How dare you? And then charge all that goddamn money for Blu-ray.
How dare you?
For terminology, hey man, that's called
But
branding.
that's how iPhones are too. There's always a minute change, and it's just the size of the screens or the camera goes from like 11 to 13 or 12 megapixels or something. There's only minute changes in between the different models.
Oh yeah, we can have that topic.
What, in regards to iPhones?
Yeah, no, I
As
just
a whole?
iPhones.
Or is this an Apple Android?
That one, you know.
Apple Android.
There are Apple people and there are Android people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we already know that.
There are people watching us on their Android right now,
Mm-hmm.
and probably better quality than on the iPhone.
I believe it.
You know, I think the
I
only
believe it. I
difference,
have an iPhone. Don't do me like that.
but it's
something
no
like that.
difference now. I mean, people are starting to realize that there's no difference in
Am I the only
and-
iPhone user in here?
at the current moment.
Current moment,
Everybody,
that's-
we
that's-
all have been
you're
Apple
4 against
iPhone.
1.
How dare I?
Yeah, how dare you? How dare you?
I could pull out an
bad.
Apple
How
iPhone.
dare you?
But do you know
Nah,
what?
for real
And it-
though, everything like it's really just a
Look, I just got a
compatibility.
text
type
that
of
said
thing.
I'm watching on my iPhone.
Oh Lord,
Oh.
on the
Listen,
iPhone. So you got
I can't
somebody
lie,
else
I love
out there with you.
technology.
right
I'm a huge technology person. So the functionality,
I
like
want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Apple will literally highlight a really minute feature and make that a major benefit. And that's just all they do in regards to marketing. So the group FaceTime thing, especially during the pandemic,
Okay.
it was such a great thing to have. I could actually physically see all of my family at one time on this group chat option.
I'm not mad at that. I'm just mad at the fact that they trickle it to us. Like, you can do this at the beginning. Like, the moment we had PlayStation, they could put everything in the first
Yeah, for
iPhone
sure.
and let that be it. Like, the
But-
first
But
Apple
that's good
iPod.
branding and
That's not-
marketing from
that's-
a business
that's-
aspect
that
because you
word
go
right
from
there.
the headphones that had the wires to the wireless. Now they got it because it falls out. It's a cord you can use and earrings attached to it to hold it. And it's like, that's the same $5 headphones or free headphones y'all
When-
had in the packaging at the beginning now.
Exactly. Like, unless the
But
phone
everybody
floating.
gonna keep buying it. As a business, yes, that is absolutely brilliant.
I tell you what, I'll buy another iPhone when they make iPhones into mini drones.
What?
That comes with a controller because they got the phone, they have the camera in it. So the only thing they need to do is put some fans in it so you can fly
It's
it.
probably out there. Because
Exactly, but
iPhone
they
has a
gonna
car. iPhone made a car. It's called the Tesla. Like, the Tesla is an iPhone on wheels. Like, it's
This
just
is
imagine
true.
the functionality
This is
of
true.
iPhone.
Right.
How dare you?
How dare
Somebody
you
in
do
the
that?
office is
Somebody in the Tesla real mad right now. I'm sorry. You riding on the iPhone.
look using an Android phone in the Tesla. Mad right now
to get you to
because
it.
it won't sync.
But wait.
the phone won't sync to the car.
Wow. Wow. Yo, that's crazy.
Furthermore,
To even think about how the technology of that to go from like a car
Yeah.
that was gasoline powered, right?
Uh-huh.
To
Mhm.
get to an electric vehicle
Yeah.
that got turned into a phone.
It is. I've been in one. Like, I know a person. I actually know a person who's
Or
like,
start
huh?
Siri on.
Nah, I don't do all that now.
is that what they do? Like,
It will-
I don't know,
The
I'm just
car will
saying.
come to you.
connect my
Like,
seatbelt.
No, the Genesis does that.
For
it's
a Tesla?
No. It's a Kia.
Oh yeah, no, it's a Kia model that I want. It's the EV6. I want the Kia EV6.
The big truck, right?
Nah, it ain't
It's a
too
car?
big. Nah, it's like a mini SUV. I feel like it's SUV, but it's not. It's kind of like the BMW like X6. Like, it's bigger than a sedan, but it ain't all the way SUV.
Well, no, this one is actually a SUV, and it actually you tell the car to come and it'll come to you.
Kia
It'll
been
pull
knocking
up
out
to
some
you.
bangers, so I
But
believe
see,
you.
But see, that's the bullshit in it, Shock, because this car is gonna come at you doing 3 miles per hour.
It does.
Unless that,
wait for it.
unless that bitch flying at me like the
It don't
Batmobile.
come at you like
Unless
that.
I want it to come at me like the Batmobile.
It ain't coming at you
When
at
Bruce
the
said
Batmobile.
stop.
It's not
I want it
coming
to stop
you
at
the
my
Batmobile.
ankle shins and not take my shit out.
But they do have that braking technology in the car.
I know, but I need when
Yeah.
I say come, I needed to come that fast because I need to be gone. Like today when I was on the way and
That's
I
what
need
she
to get in
said.
the car.
Pause.
How dare
That's
you?
what she said. I need you to come today, right now.
I need you to come
I want
fast.
you to
Now.
come.
I need you to come fast
Now.
because I got places to be, got shit to do.
Listen,
I need the car to
it's
pull
gonna
up.
mess up your whole moment because I've seen a Tesla. I seen him like call a car over, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like the car had to like the restaurant was here.
Yeah.
The car was parked over here, so the car had to like go down literally and come around to where we was at. And so it was like people are just outside watching because he had the windows down. They recognized like there's nobody in the vehicle and this vehicle is moving. But I'm like, yo,
Who gets a ticket?
you
if something
know,
happens?
we could have walked over there and got here faster.
Company should.
Oh, so they, and Thar
Look
were
at you
flexing.
using your pronouns.
Them, they, and Thar were flexing.
Not
Nah, he just wanted to show me the feature. Like he actually works there at Tesla, so
Oh.
like he knows it. He says it all the time or whatever. He just
So
like, I wanted to see the feature, and I'm thinking like how you thinking. Like if I call you over here, how quick are you going over here? But
Right.
of course it doesn't in the speed that considers everything around it. If it can't back out or somebody just happened to be walking by at the time and it starts, it's not gonna immediately back out. Like so it considers everything around it.
right.
Like, it will come down a lane, and if it goes to like too far left or something, it stops and like auto corrects itself. So
Oh, so it's
really,
like
really particular.
it's number Johnny 5 speed.
Who is that? I'm just messing with
I did not want to have to go that far back.
You don't know?
you. No,
You don't know who Johnny Five
no,
is?
I don't know who Johnny Five is.
Well,
Short
I'll let you
circuit?
not-
Tell it on the air.
No, I'll let her not know it.
No,
let her not know it.
for those out there, so you can
No,
start doing your
this is-
research.
No, this is a Dilla moment.
Who?
This is a Dilla moment.
This
Oh.
is certainly a Dilla moment.
This
I'm
is a
sorry.
Dilla
Oh.
moment.
You need to watch Short Circuit.
Short circuit, all of them.
Short circuit.
Both of them. Yes.
Short
It
circuit.
was 3 of them, wasn't it?
2 to my knowledge.
Oh yeah, you
there-
right.
there was
Just
a
down
third.
there when I just told him it's the same conversation. Like there's so much TV, movies, and pop culture and all that like I have literally
Don't
just
know.
not have watched.
But it would make life so much
There's like-
easier
How?
because they were explaining
Johnny
how
Five.
things go. Because it was basically number
Say it
Johnny
again?
5,
Number to Johnny Five.
What movie is this?
Short
Short
circuit.
circuit.
I per-
Old Yard. That was my man. He was the first I pulled.
number to Johnny Five. You are alive.
You are alive.
You are alive.
Come on, Old Yard.
Let me see. I'm gonna try to.
Short circuit,
That's it.
1986.
Pull it up.
1986. Short circuit. I was 2 years old when that
This-
movie came
this
There
out.
was
was-
a third one?
Nah, I'm just seeing 2 right now.
It's only 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Sorry, it came out in '86.
And then everything. What I'm thinking was a third. It was like a knockoff, I guess. Y'all remember Batteries Not Included?
I remember
Yeah,
Battle. That was one of my
Come
favorite
on,
movies,
man.
G.
Come on, man. That's
Yeah.
what I'm telling you. These movies taught you life lessons. That are
Okay,
very
I know I done seen it, but it's not like I can remember it vividly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he didn't realize he was a robot.
Mm-hmm.
He was living like,
A human.
and he consumed all the media.
Yeah.
Consumed media, and Los Lobos kick your butt. Los Lobos kick your face.
Mm-hmm.
Los Lobos kick you into outer space.
Mm-hmm.
Like he learned all this off of media. So if we're gonna go back some episodes, y'all got to go catch up. But
Mm-hmm.
he learned everything he knows from media. He read books. He did. Was there internet at that?
He got on a
Did he plug
computer,
in
but it was
somehow?
like DOS.
We're at the
like
age
he-
of like booming internet, like
no,
internet.
but I'm saying though,
Explorer.
I think in the movie he like plugged in and got online information. Like we didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But
like
was
basically a
saying-
download of
Yeah.
society, and he thought that he could fit into society and just blend in, but he didn't know that he was a robot,
Yeah.
and everybody was looking at this robot behave human like in society and chastise him into
Right.
losing his mind. So think of Wally, but in 1986.
Wow. Wow.
No float.
That was a good way to put that.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wally.
Welcome
Wally.
to my controversy.
Wow.
Furthermore.
Furthermore, pod show. That was definitely a connect because Wally was exactly the same.
And that's why I look at movies now and I be like, man, they've been telling us this stuff for life. They just remixing it. Everything is a remix to me.
That's true.
Everything is
Even the new remix.
even the new remixes are remixes. Like I'm finding out so many people getting sued from using people music or whatever. Like I didn't know Trinidad James was getting a part of Bruno Mars.
What?
Don't believe me? Just watch. I didn't know. Like I mean, I probably suspected it, or you hear a song, you'd be like, damn, yeah, that's Trinidad James line. But to actually hear that he hooked up the money and
Oh,
got a line in there, and then Sting is I think he's getting 100% or 90% of I can't remember what song. I had just heard it, but somebody sampled Sting, didn't get it cleared, and he went in there and took like, yeah, this my shit.
The whole premise of your song is my idea.
What's that?
In essence, that's what you're saying. If he got that much percentage off of it, he's like, the reason why that song is because I made that.
He made the original song,
right?
And that sample, even you hear that little sample, a lot of new people or new listeners might not recognize it, but for the older ones who do, they can have some type of familiarity with it. So that's why
I wonder if that's why like certain songs, like before a certain time, if you sampled it, you don't have to get the clearance. Because
I guess that's what it is. Is that what happened with Khalees coming out with the whole
Beyonce
like Beyonce thing, and it's not like her sample. It's like a sample of the original version.
Exactly.
Right.
Like she went to the owner and got, Beyonce went to Pharrell and got that. You know what I'm saying? Khalees just in her feelings about it.
Right. So I guess what you're saying, at some point, I guess they didn't need that clearance, so she probably felt like, oh, that's my song.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, this was in 2010, if you made a song and you sampled something prior to 1975, you didn't need a clearance for it. Which is why a lot of hip hop producers, you hear certain sounds because they didn't need to get the okay.
It's a whole lot. It's way earlier than 1975. It's actually, man, I want to say like around the 30s, because I actually have some 45s that date back that around that decade, and I don't have to have clearances on those.
You could sample.
So, yeah, it's definitely.
So you could sample before 1930.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So technically, we can sample some
hip hop songs for 1930.
I'm about to do a search on artists.
Actually, well, if we're gonna do it like that, then yeah, there's actually a group that was actually out back then who was doing hip hop. It just wasn't called that. They were a gospel group. It was 4 of them, and they sounded like Sugar Hill Gang.
Really?
Yeah, I can't think of the name of them offhand, but if
I know you're talking about.
You seen that video?
It surfaced. It was from 1944.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, they did sound like they were spitting, but it wasn't exactly like spitting. But
because the music behind it didn't sound like hip hop music. It was like ooh, and then it was
freestyling.
And they were yeah. It was like 4 guys went in a row. They did a whole cipher, and it was like, oh shit, like for real, y'all do this, and I could see James Brown seeing that and turning into, you know what I'm saying?
I can dig rapping. I can dig strapping.
Yeah.
Oh, scrapping. I just watched Get On Up with Chadwick Boseman. Shout out to Chadwick.
Oh, man.
Rest in peace, my guy.
I know, like I'm glad that there is no more Black Panther. I mean, they got a new movie coming out, but
yeah, they called it Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, he shut that down.
It comes out 11/11.
He picked
22.
it up and shut it down. Are we gonna go see Wakanda Forever?
Oh, I'm definitely going to see it because my sister was on the stylist team doing hair. So.
You did say that last week.
So we're gonna go watch just so we can see.
Give her a shout out. That is major.
So shout out to @ChicStyles on Instagram. SHIEK Styles. That's my big sister Sheikah. She was actually doing hair, and it's like she would tell us about different things. I think they had of course, certain things they couldn't take pictures of. Well, she took pictures of. We haven't seen all of them yet. She just couldn't release them
because she gets sued.
Congratulations,
big sis. Can she give me a Young Jock perm?
Excuse me.
the Young Jock joint where he had.
Okay, so you can
He had a
definitely go to Chic
1930s.
Styles page because she has her suites over here off of Northside Drive, her salon. So she still does work there too.
Word, nice.
Does
I'm
it.
trying to go in there and get the old conch and the burn.
She will hook you up. She do you have for you.
You trying to do
The old conch and the burn.
the Malcolm Little.
Yeah,
Little.
she
I
got
want it.
water. Don't worry, you ain't gonna have
The
to dunk your
toilet.
head in the
I
toilet.
want my joint to come out red spots,
Toilet.
red. I want my hair to be red.
You gotta wear all white when you see Wakanda Forever.
Really? Is
That's
that the
it.
thing, or
You
can
gotta
you
wear
come?
all because people are mad about it. I'm like, y'all. I don't think people follow. Of course, Of course, people don't follow the comics. Whereas, like, she was given the Black Panther thing when he was still alive, so it makes sense. Unfortunately, with Chadwick's passing, that she would be the next person.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants somebody else in there. I'm like, it makes
Why?
sense.
Nah, I
It
think
makes sense
that's-
for where
that's
Marvel
dope.
is going with their women or female characters.
Okay.
They're highlighting the
That's-
crap
that's
out of them.
I was waiting for the camera angle to change.
I
I was waiting for
I
it.
kind of want to.
What kind of
Wakanda
one? You made it. Urban
Wakanda want
Dictionary.
to dress up for it,
Boom.
especially after watching
Wakanda want
RuPaul's.
to dress up for it.
Yeah, RuPaul's Drag Race kind of inspired me. I don't want to do drag, but as far as like when it comes to
You wanna wear a
costuming,
romper?
How dare you?
I'm glad we all got that at the same time.
You wanna
No
wear
one
romper?
expected it.
I
no,
put a romper in
I'm
there. Did you
saving.
see it?
I'm saving the romper for when I pet the tiger. I want to pet the tiger, and I'm gotta have one
All right,
romper.
Mike
Shout out to
Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike said he feel like he gonna go soon, man. We cannot lose Mike yet. Mike, you still got a lot to give us.
All the mics are great. We can lose Michael Jackson, but like if we
There's
lose
Mike.
Jordan or Tyson,
In our
Yeah.
lifetime.
6.
Yeah.
But I'm saying though, but they're all older, so we're
They are.
so.
And I know we are, but it's certain. Unfortunately, if certain celebrities have surpassed this status, where it's like if they pass away, the whole world gonna feel it.
Prayers up for
Man.
Mike Tyson too.
Yes,
He
very
ain't-
much
he ain't-
so.
He ain't doing too good right now.
I know it's a lot going on in the mind. I feel. We just lost the Oracle not too long ago from the Matrix.
I saw that, man.
Yeah,
Did we?
Saw that,
I missed
yeah.
that.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And again,
But
she's
she's
one
not.
of those.
No, she's not gone. She's in the Matrix.
She's the Oracle. She's in the
Matrix,
Matrix.
She's in
right.
the Matrix now.
She'll forever,
You know.
forever live in our minds
That's
and hearts.
crazy.
Rest in peace.
But-
That movie just shifted culture so much.
Bacon cookies.
Absolutely did. The even the thought process to create that movie, you had
Was
to be
way ahead
somewhere
of where it was at, and
Yeah.
it so absolutely makes sense now that I'm older.
older. Yeah.
Boy, just watching everything, because especially when that first one came out, everybody with technology, it was in that time when they was warning us, like, yo, they're going to take over your minds
Mhm.
with the computers and with,
And they showed
electronics. or
us
whatever.
because like that move on scene with Neo and that little, of course, move everybody kept doing when they first seen it. Like I've
Right.
never seen that on TV,
Never.
like, in the movie ever.
Never. To my
Yeah, like-
bullet time.
Yes.
Yeah,
that-
bullet time. That's what they call it. Bullet
it's like,
time.
we're not just
Even the
showing
fact
you.
that when what's her name, Trinity jumped up and
Yeah.
froze and the camera
Panned
ran
around.
around her.
Remember
like,
how
that
they
is
showed the
normal now,
making?
where people are actually
doing that.
Right.
stepping in clubs and taking those kind of photos.
Right.
That's crazy. That happened 20-something years ago.
You
almost
remember how they
25
shot
Are
years
you
ago.
talking about the little machine that go around like this?
Yes.
First of all, you could just always do it the way me and my family did for my niece prom. Just get 2 cameras and just run around in a circle around that person. And you just
Oh.
gotta edit out different stuff.
See, y'all
Yeah,
revolutionizing shit. It's still many ways to get it done. There's a Hollywood budget way to get it done, and then
Mhm.
there's a me and my sisters gonna handle this shit way to get it done.
People are
Me and
really
Smoke were
on
talking
that,
about
though.
that the other day. How like I showed him a presentation and he was like, "Yo, that was dope." And I was telling him, "Yeah, that's how we used to make album covers." The Photoshop album covers.
Oh, I thought you was about to say some
And
scissors
PowerPoint.
and cardboard paper.
No. You remember how we used to go to the PowerPoint and design our own album covers?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, that was like a thing, but you weren't supposed to use that program to do that.
no,
That's not what it's for.
no.
So him telling me like, "Yo, what was the name of that joint you used to record your project, Smoke?"
I think that was Windows Movie Maker back then.
It was Movie Maker.
Oh man, that was the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we shot. I think
A
we
lot of
edited
things.
like 3 or 4
That was in the
videos.
AOL days.
Movie Maker.
Man,
Was it AOL days? Nah, we were.
Mm-mm.
I think we were Hotmail.
It was
at the
more
time.
yeah,
so
we
like
was past
it
dial
was
up.
more so like the
Okay, we was
MySpace era
past.
though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It was
it's
the
dial-up.
MySpace era, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, did y'all
So,
hear
no,
something
you
about
still have some.
LimeWire?
LimeWire.
LimeWire making a comeback for something.
Yes,
Man.
they are.
Some business deal. I can't remember, but
It should have been. It should have been a streaming service.
Who?
I mean,
That's
if
where
it's
we
not
was-
if it's not a
Should've been.
torrent site, it's kind of fruitless by now.
That's what I'm saying.
LimeWire could have
should've-
made it bit to like a streaming video service.
They could have been a streaming music and movie service
That's it.
at the same time.
Streaming
You know
music
what?
service.
Shout out to LimeWire because they wasn't thinking about making a lot of money
It wasn't.
like
Used to
Apple
crash everybody's computer.
or the EpiPen lady. So they was just giving us free dope music and stuff and allowing us to increase our CD case to
Right.
a maximum and
All
allowing
it
the
became
people.
after that is going to the store to get blank CDs and you could just burn everything. That
That was
was
the Glenwood Flea Market.
The movie
Yeah, listen.
bootleggers were
Stayed in there.
patient.
listen.
Patient. It used to take what, damn near 40, what we call rendering
That
now,
was the
just to
funniest
download it.
bootlegs
Yep.
ever. It depends on what side of town you were on, and I was on the south side on Metropolitan and Cleveland, little Stewart Ave back then. So like them over there,
The right streets.
yeah.
you can see
Listen,
'em.
they had them, but you be watching a bootleg, and people are just going by in the movie talking.
Casual.
I was like,
Casual.
"Ah,
Shout out to Oakland. I was down in Southwest the other day. Oakland Street.
yeah.
Still Oakland Street.
Yeah, they not putting their money on the south side as much
They're
as they doing it
not,
at the rate they're putting it up.
man,
It's coming
not.
in, but
So
what they doing on that side of town is just
I just start singing.
No, that
"Keeping
side
your
of town,
head up
because
above,
I think that's where they're
taking away
pressuring
what you
us.
can,
Temporary layoffs.
Good time. My folks down there on the south
You see
side of
creative
Atlanta.
ripoffs,
oh, for
Mm-mm,
sure,
don't
for
give
sure.
me.
good times,
Yeah, I don't even know I don't know the whole
scratching
Ain't
and
we lucky we
surviving,
got 'em?
scratching and surviving,
scratching and
times.
surviving.
hanging in a chow line.
I thought they said hanging in the jungle.
Hanging in the child line.
Chow
Oh,
line.
damn.
Which is, hanging
I
in
thought
the,
it was
the line.
hanging in the jungle.
Trust me, that is one of them songs everybody
Said something.
everybody
else.
says something different.
Yeah, it's chow line.
That's what makes it good. That's controversy.
Yeah.
You get people to talk about it. At least they
They was watching it.
all day.
For the longest time, I thought it was the same thing until somebody
like,
I saw somebody. It was that new thing where I'm this old. I was this old.
Mm-hmm.
I was whatever age when I found out about it.
Mhm.
I think I was 37 when I found out that it was a chow line.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
definitely a whole adult.
It take a whole adult.
A whole adult.
I
What
didn't find
age?
out until the Chappelle
After
show told me.
25.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good. Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
Hanging in the child
Dave
line.
Chappelle has a Pulitzer Prize.
As he should.
Yes,
Yeah.
As he should.
but that is like I know it happened some time ago, but I just think that was
Is he the first comedian to receive that type of award? Because I've never.
there was one more
Probably.
before him. I believe that they spoke of during that
is
ceremony.
such
But
an honor to become a comedian, to receive that type of level of just
The
honor.
man's the
I
man.
mean, you not
just
just
got
being funny. You dropping gems along your funny.
And it's not just how they say black funny. It's
Yeah.
not like he appeals to every
Masses.
single
Is he labeled as a philanthropist now? Probably now more so than anything since he's
He
moved
is.
to was it Arkansas he's staying?
Nah, it's
It's
Ohio.
I was about to say
Ohio,
somewhere in
okay.
the Midwest.
See, I was trying to keep him off you, Dave. I didn't want to send him directly to you.
Well, he tells you
wanna
in every
find Dave.
special where he lived.
I know.
Yeah, because
Yo,
it's
like,
some special. They
3
be like
minutes
in his
till break.
hometown.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
No, he the thing about Dave Chappelle for me is, as a young comedian, I didn't think he was hilarious. I thought he was comedically funny. He had his timing. It wasn't until Dave Chappelle realized who he was that I fully got behind Dave Chappelle.
So did you like him from his you saw him first in stand up or you saw him first on the Chappelle show?
Nah, I saw him first in Half Baked,
Oh yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that was a sketch comedy movie.
Yeah.
I seen him in Half Baked, and
So-
then it was The Nutty Professor for me.
Yeah,
Was
he
it?
wasn't like
That was
laugh
a
out
i-
loud
That was
funny.
an iconic scene.
Yeah,
right?
First time I
Laugh
saw
out loud
him was
He had,
Robin
like-
Hood, Men in Tights.
That was an
Christmas
icon.
Lord.
Yeah.
Wait
that
a
was-
minute, because I saw
man.
that, but what?
He
Wait.
was funny, and he was funny in
Yeah.
everything he was in.
It was just a different type of funny that played out in a Chappelle show, but it's like him now is even a different type of funny than he was
That's,
back
that's
then.
what I'm
Always.
saying.
Now, can I ask
It's,
this?
it's more straightforward punchline, not punchline truth.
Yeah, he's not behind. Like when he gave it the Chappelle show, it was like I don't have to appeal to what y'all may want or have to appeal or change up my comedic topics or whatever. Like I said, you don't want to get typecast into that black comedian.
Right.
So even there's just certain things he did on the Chappelle show and why he stepped away, like he just became authentic. authentically himself. Like, and
I believe
I mean,
he
but
did.
it takes time. I think who said it? Somebody said recently that you gotta give an artist time to grow. You
yeah,
got to give them time to develop because the artist that they are today is not the artist that they'll be tomorrow. And
yeah,
I've been alive. I've
One
been
minute.
adult long enough to realize that because it was a lot of artists that I used to scrutinize when I was younger because I was like, damn, look at the influence that you had on not only me but the generations coming
hmm
after. And then you grow older into your artistry, and then you change up your whole style. Not in you change up your style, but maybe your message becomes a little bit more positive
yeah,
than it was before,
And
and
more focused.
more
yeah,
focused. And you gotta allow artists time to grow and develop and go through their changes. Because if an artist is the same for their whole career, I mean, if they find their own
It's
lane,
not gonna
that's
last
great.
long.
I
it's
mean,
not.
now I'm not gonna say that because you do have people who etch out their lane and that's them,
Yeah,
and they're gonna be that person. Like Bernie Mac was Bernie Mac from the gate.
hmm
And if anybody, you ask anybody about Bernie, they will tell you that. So you find your niche, but you do still grow. Because even like Steve Harvey has developed and grown
mm,
um
facts.
in his career. But we'll touch on it more when we come from the break. Appreciate y'all getting with us. Make
Shout
sure
out.
you stick around.
Shout
We're
out
gonna take a
all of
quick
y'all.
break and get back to it furthermore.
Man, these niggas bullshit me this time, I swear. Who that? Lil Lou? What the fuck you doing out here with no clothes on? Fuck is all that blood from? Well, you better back the fuck up, I'm telling you. I don't play no dumb shit now. Man, what the fuck wrong with this nigga?
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. So, real quick,
hmm
'cause I wanted to touch on. We didn't. I wanted to shout out the Dave Chappelle show special that he just had, where he was recently received the honor of getting his name placed on a school performing arts building,
Yeah.
and he said, "Don't put my name on it."
Yeah, that was like after the whole. What was it? The last special
last
and
special.
the whole clash
Yeah.
he had with the LGBTQIA plus community.
So yeah, he did that, but he gave it another name
Yeah,
because he said he feel like he doesn't deserve it yet.
at the time, like the way he
'Cause he's
worded it
still
was like
alive.
he didn't want the attention to be like for what that
He
community was
going
feeling
to,
towards him.
yes.
He didn't want that to be towards the school, so he changed. I think in time that they've had to be somewhere in that contract. They ain't gonna change it again to his name. Like it.
Probably not.
No, you
Nah,
don't think so?
I think he said he wanted to have them put a saying, a quote that he has in replacement of his name, so that school, like you said, don't get backlash or they don't associate
Yeah.
it with him. So I forgot what the quote was, but yeah, it was something dope, of course.
Yeah, I can't think of it, but I definitely remember hearing that.
So
He's
what's your favorite Chappelle show skit?
Man,
godly.
this
Right.
I can't. I gotta.
I
You
gotta
gotta
go
do
back
three.
and for one.
You gotta do three. You can't just narrow it down to one
Right.
because I mean even Chappelle's show.
There's classic ones from there we still do
Charlie
today.
Murphy.
The Charlie Murphy one and
His whole-
the Wrap It Up B one people still
mhm.
do.
When he did young Lil Jon, that shit had me. What? Okay. That nigga is just ignorant.
The manager one when it's like, let me speak to your manager, and he like literally ducks down behind the desk and comes back up and is like, hello.
Oh, that was pop copy.
Big
it.
Bigsley, White Power,
That's my favorite one.
White Power.
That's my favorite one.
And then the
Yes.
race when they did the race election or when they was swapping around.
Yes, when they got reparations.
Yeah. It was too many. It's too many to pinpoint one.
Well, the reason I say the Clayton Bigsby one was because as a light skin, I'm gonna say it, as a light skin,
As a colored.
as a light skin colored,
Hmm.
right? As a light skin, um,
Yeah, black
You-
skin don't have other colors.
Wait.
It's just lighter skin that has other colors.
What is a black skin?
no, no, it's
With
not
the
a black
hue.
skin. It's a dark skin.
Teddy black skin?
It's a dark skin. It's not a black skin. But when you are in there, I feel like there's this.
I'm a root beer brown, just in case.
A root
somebody
beer
can-
brown.
Root beer brown.
Is it not a Coca-Cola brown? A
A&W
root beer?
float. Root
Yeah.
beer brown.
He wanted to shout out.
Shout out all the brown people.
He
We
wanted
don't
to
ever
shout
get
out
talked
A&W.
about. We just be in between the light and the dark, just laughing at both because it's funny, but it's just like brown skin people. We don't.
But you'll get classified as a black person.
Yes, I will buy
I
a
mean,
light.
all of us is getting classified as a
Yeah,
black
but,
person.
but as a light skin,
Right.
No,
but
I
it-
cannot
you
be
like
called
it's
a
like
light
pocket?
skin.
I can
but
get
are you in
bruises on
between
me
his
that you
pocket?
can vividly see the colors in.
Yes.
When you get bruises, do you vividly see like a red color or a blue color or a purple color?
I can turn reddish in the height of the winter time, but in the summertime, I am definitely a little bit more team darker skin.
Not team darker.
Team
My whole
darker
point is
skin.
just like I never even understood that in history, like
I'm a
why we were
nigga.
called colors. Because I'm like, white
Yeah.
people skin color kind of go through all the other colors. Like when they sick, it's green.
Look,
And,
when-
like
when-
they go through the different colors. So I never understood. I'm like, why were we called colors? We were just one color.
Yeah, like 21 Savage say, I'm a nigga. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like when 21 Savage say, yeah.
as a light skin, I'm too light
I
to
like
be.
the way Beyonce said it.
How she said? I ain't never
Hold
heard.
on,
her
what
say
song was that?
remember.
Nigga.
She
Listen, I can put-
sings.
she sings it on there. I want to say it's the last one. True Beyonce,
Beyonce
fans
is a
know.
goat. If she's
She was
singing,
she was singing it in there. And I gotta think about the lyrics in my head before I sit
Mm.
here and go back with it. So we don't have to come back to it because it ain't gonna pop up right now.
Yeah.
Lord, I can see that though. Y'all remember?
I promise you, like, cause it had to be Lemonade or the last album where she came out and she just did not give a fuck.
What was that first movie
That was
she
Lemonade,
in?
definitely.
Yeah, so got to be on Lemonade.
What movie? What's the first movie Beyonce was in? Where she was, I think it was
Austin
like
Powers?
the church. Oh,
No,
she
it wasn't
sure
Austin
was, in
Powers
the Gold
because
Member.
it was that movie she did with Cuba Gooding Jr. like in the
one.
church.
Yeah, she was singing.
Fighting Temptations.
Yeah.
Fighting.
Hey, Smoke.
Temptations.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, and then
It's been a
She was actually in was it Carmen, a hip hop?
Yeah, I remember that
The hip opera.
Yeah.
that R.
Yeah.
Kelly type thing. It was like
Yeah,
kind of
she
like
was
that.
weird.
Like it was a whole musical, but like hip hop. Everybody's rapping
Yeah.
and singing,
I
and
didn't see that one.
didn't focus too much on the acting in there. But it was definitely part of.
Wasn't that a live event?
I don't know if it was a live event. I
That was a
pretty
live event.
Did y'all see Chirac with Nick Cannon?
Chirac?
Yeah,
No, I did
What's
not
it
see
about?
Chirac.
Chirac.
The Spike Lee joint?
Nah, it was the
That's what Chirac was.
it was the Nick Cannon joint.
Because he's saying Nick Cannon, he's saying
Oh.
Spike Lee, and I'm like, oh, my
Spike
mind.
Lee,
goes to
I know
places.
Spike
I think he did do it. Yeah,
Spike Lee had
shot
some kind of movie about Chirac where all the chicks in Chi-Town stopped sleeping with the dudes
Yes.
if they put down the gun violence.
That's
or
the
some
one,
shit
and
like
they was
that.
rapping
I ain't seen
and
it though.
doing all that.
I
Yeah,
didn't see it either.
it was pretty dope, and I think it took me about 2
Ooh,
years.
how would that play out today in society? Like all the women don't want to have sex because of this whole Roe v. Wade decision. How
Well,
would
that's
that
the
No, no,
thing.
no, no.
It actually took
Not
place
because
in
of
modern
that,
time.
but
That's what was crazy about it.
because of the violence, and I think it.
it was for the violence then.
But you could do both though, because I mean, it's like if
Wouldn't
women
that make
get
niggas more
shot down.
angry?
What?
Hmm?
Wouldn't that make niggas more angry that they ain't getting
That
nothing?
sounds like in that
Yeah,
time
but
in the
then
movie, to
somebody
put
gotta have
down the
some sense.
violence, how did the men feel? Did they stop being violent?
It's like, are we gonna get some, or we gonna keep being Neanderthals?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to make an executive decision. So at the end,
So
of
now
all-
it's like, are we gonna get some, or are we gonna change these laws, or not get some?
women can shut a lot. That's why I say women run the world.
That's true.
Run the
You
world.
say women run the world? I thought Beyonce said that first.
She said it too, but I've been
No,
saying
she
it.
said
I've been
who
saying
run
it
the
since I
world.
was young.
Said, who run the
Girls.
world? Girls.
Girls, not women.
I've been
Girls.
saying it since the beginning of time.
Is there a
So women
difference?
run the world.
Say that.
Man.
Think about the wording.
I
Who
think
runs the
about the
world?
wording now
Girls?
and the where we're at in society to not offend anybody. I
What
think
I'm
about the
saying.
wording now.
So then that's
Who run the world? Girls.
girls.
But then you can put a lot of people underneath the girl category nowadays.
So
Oh,
see there.
That's what I'm saying.
God.
damn.
See there.
Then you know what?
I know.
I mean, I'm telling you,
That's very true.
I am now an avid watcher and fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, and
Shout outs to you.
why do I get special treatment for that?
Because does anybody else on the show watch it?
They haven't.
So, yeah, shout out to you.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I'm sure. I've.
He said he watched it, so not just seen. You've seen more than one episode at this point.
These legends and these legendary stars that they get in, they are going in, and it's talent.
People who
it's
are
not
in your life who bring
It's a lot of talent there. It really is a lot of talent for a lot of different avenues. Like you'll see men in the whole barbershop, but if you see a man like do sew-ins and color-ins, it's considered gay. But I'm like, women pay more for
but
their
no,
hair.
that's once again, that's cosmetology.
That's cosmetology.
That's cosmetology.
drag has all of those elements.
Drag has a lot of cosmetology.
It's drag.
Cosmetology elements.
It's the makeup. Like I've seen glow up RuPaul's on that, and to watch how they change individuals and win thousands of dollars for making up somebody in a fashion. Yeah, that's dope. That's artistic creation. So I mean, I understand it, but it's not my cup of tea.
Why not? It's everything that you involved in.
It's not my cup of tea.
It don't necessarily be his cup of tea. If you understand it, then
competition.
Quest.
Yeah.
You love race cars, don't you?
I like race cars.
Right.
Yes. Formula One.
How
I like
many?
Formula One. I like Le Mans. I like.
You like race cars?
like sports
NASCAR.
cars?
The whole nine.
NASCARs?
No, just race cars. Do you like watching racing or tuning cars or anything of that nature? Do you like that?
Like, do I like watching NASCAR?
Is that your cup of tea?
So for me to just watch?
Yeah.
No.
It's not
But I
your cup of tea.
appreciate it.
Exactly. I appreciate it for what it is. It's not
Yeah.
my cup of tea.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to watch it. It's just like if I just go in and NASCAR is not my cup of tea, but then I start disrespecting or speaking negatively of the people who are into
I
NASCAR.
won't do that.
And I'm not saying you will, but a lot of people in society will do that, where it's just like
Right.
you can accept that that's different. You don't necessarily have to be negative in regards to it.
So the term cup of tea, does that mean it's something that's already in your daily bread or like in your routine?
No, cup of tea is just all right. So
It's just not my thing.
It's not my thing.
But you, of course, it's not your thing because you haven't exposed yourself to it. So you can't claim something that you have never exposed yourself to it. Now to say
But
that
I have, but it's not for me. That's
what part of it is not for you?
What you mean? I don't entertainment value wise. I don't get entertainment from it. I'm not entertained by that. I can watch for 20 hours straight documentaries about humanity. And that's my cup of tea.
Do you seek to learn more
What is the
about
entertainment?
it? Is it something you want to know more about?
I just like to learn.
But you said entertainment.
Then watching it, you will learn.
So you get
I have.
you
That's
get
what I said.
entertained by documentaries.
So how many
No,
shows have you watched?
I get educated by documentaries.
But you used the word entertain earlier. You said I am not
Because
entertained
that type
by
of
drag.
show isn't that type of show isn't to do what? It's not to educate me on my humanity.
It's not to educate you
On my
necessarily on your humanity. It
depends on
is
where you look. What
Yeah, it can be a form of education to educate people who are just not aware of that whole lifestyle. It's not just.
But if I'm
Or the
aware
people
of the
who are
lifestyle,
interested in it.
but
Like,
if I'm
you know,
aware of the lifestyle,
If you're interested in it, you don't really need no whole TV show to be about for you to have interest in it. You're just interested in it. That's
Right,
the same
that's
thing.
why I
Whole
feel-
with
That's
the
what I'm
gay
saying.
show.
And that's why I see what Shock's saying. Like, it ain't everybody cup of tea. Like,
No, I
nothing
get it.
about the promotion of it. Nothing about it makes me instantly want to be like,
I want to learn something.
Watch that shit. Like, I mean,
that's because they don't pitch it that way. It is
Yeah, not at all.
entertainment. But he started off by saying it's not his cup of
it's
tea.
not my cup.
Yeah.
That's why I
And then
started
he
it.
said he's not entertained by it.
uh-oh.
So then he said, I can watch a documentary for 8 hours
To be
and
educated.
To be
I
educated.
said 20 hours.
So again, you didn't even ask if you can be educated in any form.
No,
or fashion by
I
drag.
just said just before that, because I prefaced that, I said I watched Glow Up, and to realize how much makeup and all that stuff goes in. I
Glow
just
Up
said
is
all that.
definitely
Were
a
you
lot
educated?
different
That
in
I
regards
was
to it.
educated.
What was
So,
you educated on?
the fact that I didn't realize that there were techniques in makeup that
Oh yeah, no. So you were just
'cause I'm not
educated on
I'm not
cosmetology.
exactly, but that's cosmetology as a blanket statement.
Yeah.
I understand it now because I don't do hair. You don't look at me. I don't.
Yeah, so
I'm
Glow
not
will
a-
educate you on cosmetology. RuPaul and drag, like the whole RuPaul thing is a lot different because there's a lot of them in the way that they express themselves through it that
Mhm.
like I think that's hard for a lot of men to connect with. Because it's a lot of them when they come onto the show. Yeah, they have the heels, the whole makeup, and as soon as everybody on there, like on the very first episode, he could tell you they take it all off, and then you just see them as men, as they are, which is like for a lot of them, it is a form of like them wanting to express them inner selves. It doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I want to be a woman, but this is the highest way that I can express myself and what I'm interested in.
In the full artistry of it, because
say that again, the last part, and what you're interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's not the focus.
But that isn't something that. But that's just my interpretation of it at the end of the day.
Cup of tea, that's what that means. I'm not interested in that. That's what that means.
Yeah,
like,
but
I'm gonna purposely turn on to watch something that I'm interested in. My girlfriend watches a show on where these girls are on a bus. Though. Where these girls are on a bus and they travel from city to city and they talk baddies. I'm in the room. I'm spending time with her because this is what she's doing. I'm not interested in what's on the screen. And there's a whole bunch of bad women on the screen. I'm not interested in it because they're beefing with each other. It's drama for me. I don't like that. So if it's not for me, it's not for me, regardless of.
But it's not real. It's just TV.
It does. But hold on. You're about to flip it. You're about to flip it.
I'm not flipping
it. Yes, it is.
Because I see that as different. Because on one thing, like you can't. If I see somebody on the show, like even for me, I don't want to watch all them shows, the drama, like the reality shows where they're fighting. That's not anything that I can learn from it, like at all. So in regards to for you in this situation, because you aren't as knowledgeable in regards to this topic, this would be the best show to educate yourself in regards to it, because it's not just the cosmetology aspect in it. It's so much more than just that.
I'm saying, I'm sure it is.
It's humanity, and you did say humanity earlier,
right? And that aspect is in there.
You get a different perspective on humanity because these are.
So I don't get that when I go to work.
No, that's something completely different. Wait.
Well, no, because he said it. No.
Can I take this one? I mean, I'm gonna ask you a question. Can I take this one?
No, before you go there, you said that that's a show, right? So I need a show to teach me my humanity. When in the same situation, I know people who do that at my job.
But you watch documentaries for 8 hours,
which is real. But it's real life.
This is real life.
How much
too.
do you know about people in real life that do it?
But you're saying it's a show.
There are people.
It's a show to promote to the masses of people who don't know, so we can get this information at you all at the same time. So that's what makes it, of course, a show. But it's still.
But if I have a conversation with somebody who participates in that, where I'm working, am I not partaking in educating myself?
No, not about the culture, about that person. That's like when people are like, "Oh, I got black friends. I know about black culture. I got one black friend." That person isn't necessarily a representation of the whole.
Is your place of work the setting for you to have that type of dialogue and really gain from it, or you just get?
I'm not talking about
what type of questions are you asking?
I'm not talking about coworkers. I'm just like talking about just customers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like a quick in and out thing.
Yeah,
what do you? Okay, wait, no, I want to say that. What are you normally like asking them to get to know?
It's not an asking. It's just you have conversations with people.
Right. So what conversations usually take place?
I don't take place conversations that.
How the hell?
Hold on, I don't just. People start talking.
They can start. You start. I don't care about that aspect. What is the topic? What is the wording? How's the conversation going? Like how y'all speaking to each other. If you're learning something from that person, where you're like, "Hey, I don't need
talking about work," or did they come there specifically?
No, he's talking about customers.
Yeah, I know, but this is what I'm saying. The place of business where you do business, that is not the stage for you to be meeting and greeting and getting to know somebody as a person. You're
That's a quick judgment, real quick.
They just in there for service.
No.
They're in there for service. They did not come to Shaka.
You're right, they didn't.
Or they did not come.
But when they see me in the building and they know who my character is and they start talking to me because they've been there multiple times, guess what I have to start doing with this individual?
What?
Learning who they are as a person.
So
how do you learn who they are as a person?
Would you tell that person?
No longer superficial.
Would you tell that person?
How do you learn them?
You're not my cup of tea. If somebody comes in there and they've been coming in there for, let's say, 3 weeks, so you've probably seen them maybe 4 or 5 times out of those 3 weeks.
Okay.
This person look a certain way the 5 times you've seen them.
I don't judge on look. You said look. I don't judge on look.
They are dressed a certain type of way.
Okay.
What if this same individual comes in there that 6th time is in full drag? Are you going to say, "Hey, you're not my cup of tea. I cannot fuck with you today"?
I cannot service you. I cannot give you this from.
I don't even know.
You know I wouldn't do that.
What would you do?
I'd say the same thing I said to him before I seen him. That's happened to me before.
So with me saying that you've seen Glow Up and you've seen parts of RuPaul's Drag Race, how can you say that it's not your cup of tea? Because if you have an
Because
open mind, it's not
I am
your cup
open.
of tea. But again, taking that same scenario and
Uh-huh.
putting it into, you have a customer, you have a physical person in front of you now that you thought was one type of person. Now this person comes in here and shows you who they are or another aspect of them. Are you going to
it has
embrace
happened
that?
to me? Is what I'm telling you. I've done it before. It's the same thing.
So you can't control your cup of tea.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. Not when you're in a place of business because you're open
tell you
to
what.
everybody.
I can't speak for everybody, but when it comes to RuPaul, I don't watch it for multiple reasons, but one of the main reasons being the same reason why I don't watch a football game. And it's because the little bit that I do know about it is what I'm not interested in.
And that's real. And like I said, that's just real.
That's
So
because
so
I
if
use
you're
the
not
word,
interested
so
in
no,
10%
because
of
I
it-
use the word cup of tea and not interested is this?
No, it's not this.
But that's-
I got a question. I got a question with
That's
Smoke.
the same
so
thing.
You're not interested in the 10% of the football that you don't know, which completely shuts you off from watching it. But what if that other 90% is cool and dope?
It could be and I get what he's saying in the sense of if you're just not interested in it, you're just
I'm
not
saying
interested
that I'm
in
basing
it. And I
it
get that
on.
from you too.
I could only base it on what I do know about it.
Right.
And based on what I do know about it, so it's not for me to say whether it's dope or not. It's for me to say whether
part.
any of it interests me to begin with. It might be even something that get there that might interest me. It's just that what I do know about it so far won't allow me to get to that point because it makes me uninterested.
Small lens.
No, it's not a small lens.
Small lens.
That's
Open
not
up
a
your
small
scope.
lens.
I get what he's
Open
saying.
up your
Okay, so have this conversation.
If
Why haven't you ever watched House of Cards? And I know we've talked about it many times.
just time. Mainly, I've said that I want to watch it. And I've heard about it, but
hold
it has been time.
hold on. But you've watched Inventing Anna,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You've watched Power.
Yes.
You've watched Game of Thrones.
Yes.
You've watched all these other shows.
Yes.
But when we talk about these things, you tell us we got to watch these shows, but you don't watch shows we suggest.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
But that
I didn't
sounds-
say I
that's
didn't
small
say
lens-ish.
I didn't no I did not say that
That's small
it's not my
lens-ish.
cup of tea or I won't watch it. I just gave you the answer that it's time. I have not slotted it into the many other things.
But if
that
I'm not
I watch.
mistaken, RuPaul's Drag Race is years, seasons.
You know what though?
Yes, I'm not.
Right. You know
I'm
what,
not
though? I've
versed
seen
in.
it.
You
I'm
know
not
what though?
versed
Quest
in
is right
all
though.
of it.
Quest is
I'm
right
not
to an
versed in
extent.
all
though.
of it.
Quest is actually right to an extent because I do have a very small lens for things that I'm not interested in.
I don't see it as a small lens. I just
Hold on. He just told you he has a small lens.
I said
but-
me.
So
I said
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't see
I'm
it
trying to
as a small lens.
Why is it a small lens?
it's a small lens, but based off what he said, by if you're willing to rule out the whole meal because of a small part of it, that's like y'all bought treats in here the last 2 weeks. If I'd have just said, "Oh, it got nuts in it," or something that I'm allergic to, then I'd have moved the whole bag away. I went in the bag and found something that I like, and therefore I can say the baker is dope.
So I
Not
do
they
have a
make
question.
nuts, so nuts is the thing that I don't fuck
see,
with.
you're not negating the whole thing because it wasn't anything that you was not interested in as a whole.
It was the nuts. I cannot eat nuts, and I'm also allergic to raw fruit.
But you ate something else in there though.
I ate everything in there other than the
So
nuts.
you
Even the
partook a little
strawberries.
bit. You didn't partake wholly.
But you were interested in the little bit that you did know about it, right?
No,
And-
I'm not even big on sweets like that. Like I'm very particular about my sweets. I like cheesecake, I like honey buns, and that might be it. I'm not big on cake. I'm not big on candy and all that other stuff. But I will try it out, and I'll say, "Oh, okay, you know what? This is good," and I can
So
have a
so why aren't
determination.
you big on? Because it doesn't interest you, or what?
What you mean?
Why don't you like sweets like that?
Because I've tried them all, and I just have a preference on what it is I
So I
like.
get
It's
what
not your
I
cup
get
of
what
tea.
no, I get what
No,
Quest
no,
saying.
not that it's not my cup of
I
tea.
get why it's,
There
for Quest
is
is
a
different because
magical
he's
word.
at least tried it
Yeah.
to know it's not his cup of tea. And then for you and that, you haven't fully dove into
No,
it,
if I
even for
said
him
I
in
watched,
football.
I said I watched episode.
You say one?
No, I didn't say one.
How many episodes you feel like you watched?
I don't know how many. I told you
Was it a
I
lot?
was in a relationship, and
Mhm.
I was in a relationship where an individual was watching, and that was what they partook in. So I partook because they partook.
So you
Right,
never,
so you gotta
never
watch it
watched
from your lens versus
Right.
I'm
What do
only
you mean?
watching this because of
It's
this.
on. It's
No,
on.
no,
the
no,
It
TV
could be
no,
on
no.
TV.
On the
So
TV
now y'all are
on there.
limiting me, basing me off of how y'all would do something if y'all were in that circumstance. Every time I watch something, I watch it.
You got involved.
every single time, which is why I started liking the glow up because I saw what it was because I interested myself in it because guess what? It interested them. What is it in that is interesting to them? Let me relate.
To the person you were
Well,
talking to?
no,
in a relationship?
so let me relate to why they like watching
Right,
this.
that's what I'm
But I
saying.
have to watch it from
So
my perspective in order
if
to
she
like
never
it.
liked it, would you have watched it?
It wouldn't. Nope.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. You gotta see it from your lens. Why?
Have you ever watched World War II documentary?
Mhm.
Have you ever watched a Nazi documentary?
Mhm.
Because of you're a teacher.
Mhm.
See the difference? You
Mhm.
see the difference?
We
But
all
even if
have.
I wanted a
And we've
teacher,
been-
like,
we've been
You-
students.
I seek to
watched it
understand.
because you watched it because you wanted to learn more about it as
Yeah.
Anytime I put eyes or ears on something, it is for that. Whether I'm in a room with somebody else or not, I am watching it for myself because
You gotta seek something out of something. There's some knowledge to get gained in there for something.
and all of it.
or there's some level of entertainment, or there's some level of
It's
acting,
gonna be
or whatever the
something
case
from
may
your
be.
lens that you watch. There's gonna be questions that you have that only you can get answered through watching something. Like we can tell you all of this stuff, but again, it's not something that you would have took an interest
absolutely.
in.
And let me just
if
give
that
you
person had been in it. Now, if you just wasn't or she never watched it, you would have never watched it. If you went into it on your own, seeking to learn something from it, you would have definitely gotten that watching it repeatedly. As I was like, it's just the lens that you got introduced to it is a little different.
But what happened to just everything isn't for everybody?
And
that's
it's
fine.
not.
That's fine.
That's
It's
not.
but-
Everything is not for everybody, and that's just a simple thing. Like I don't always like mustard. That ain't for everybody. Some people do, but it's like
Mustard
you
is
don't know
always
what
like
you
mustard.
Mustard. I love
you don't know what you
mustard.
gonna like or don't like until
Bring
you
the
actually try it out.
But
But you
But you
can't.
didn't-
You,
but-
dip.
but
You
see,
can't just
But
dip
you're,
your
but
toe
you're
in
saying,
and
but,
it's
Okay.
what you're saying, see but I think that's an unfair basis of what you're saying because if that's the case, then I've actually partaken in more RuPaul than I would have ever on my own accord.
You dipped your toe
I
in.
did not. If you have to,
dipped your toe in
if it's a consistent and it comes on and you watching it because it's a consistent thing, guess what happens in that?
what?
It's becoming a part of you. So I know.
You just aimlessly watching it. You might not.
There's no aimlessly watching.
So
I don't aimlessly watch anything.
Can I tell you how I
I
came
don't
across
aimlessly watch
RuPaul,
anything.
or how I got into watching RuPaul's Drag Race? RuPaul has been around and been
I remember
iconic for
RuPaul in
almost
the
40
'90s.
years.
The
Forever.
talk show. I remember that in the night around Ricky Lake and all of them. Like I remember that.
RuPaul has always been synonymous, for me personally, with Grace Jones, with the eccentrics, with the Lady Gagas and the
I
Madonnas.
get that. I get
So when after all this time, RuPaul's Drag Race show is still on air, still doing numbers, still highly recommended, and his legend status is rising. Even at this point in his later years of his career, it is still rising. I became intrigued the same way I wanted to know, how does Waka Flocka get a record contract before me? And Waka Flocka isn't a
Dang,
lyricist.
hold on.
Wait, I'm segueing. I'm gonna tie it together because I listen to the radio for the same reason. Like I'm like, somebody's doing something right, somebody's doing something wrong. Let me become a student of it all and take a look at it. If RuPaul, as a drag queen, queer, gay, whatever his position is this successful and he's created and charted his own lane, what is he doing in this show that is so monumental?
The same way Kevin Samuels tapped into an audience of people who he could monetize off of. The same way.
Yes, but
The same way.
What is the audience?
There are
of people that
conservative
RuPaul-
conservative Republicans who will attack, and they will be just like Trump found a segue to get elected president, because there is a pocket of individuals who are for that.
So what is the pocket of individuals when it comes to the fashion industry?
I don't know. I'm not going to wear everything fashion. Look at my fashion,
What-
bro. I
said-
may not
said-
have a fashion.
I said,
sense.
look.
No. I'm just
look,
saying.
I said who?
You're asking-
Because you said a pocket.
There we go.
You said
that's
pocket.
my cup of tea.
You said pocket.
I can go as deep as necessary into this world because that's
Question.
world.
Quick question.
Star Wars is all about
Is that
fashion.
your world in regards to
question.
your
Not
comfort
mine.
zone, or have you ever
Yes,
come
it
out
is.
of that
I
world?
said it's not mine.
Star Wars is all about fashion.
Not.
Wait, hold on. Smoke got a question.
Go ahead, smoke.
The RuPaul joint. That's like, is that pretty much like a Rip the Runway type of thing?
You can
It
get
is.
that
What
in
is that?
regards to it. Like,
What
there's a
exactly
runway
is it?
aspect, there's a cosmetology aspect, but
It's
I
like
really
road
feel like
rules in fashion. There's competition.
Yeah.
There's different levels of, like they have a lip sync where they basically just doing the Milli Vanilli and performing a song. They're not writing a song. It is a well-known song. All they're doing is lip singing and performing on stage, and give us your best performance rendition of this song. So
And see that right there, like, so far, I know you're not finished, but so far you haven't said anything that interests me into wanting to watch
not
it.
yet,
Yeah.
not yet.
As
That's
of
one
now.
thing.
As of
That's
now.
one. That's one thing. Are
So
you
far,
looking
you've
for a
named
selling?
fashion. So far, you've named lip syncing. So far, you've named a contest like road.
Said
I mean,
road,
I mean, reality TV like Road Rules.
Yeah.
Then you want. Then it's a
It's-
contest, which kind of puts me in the mind of American Idol, which I'm not also interested.
all right,
in.
so look
I'm
at
not
it like
trying to
this.
sell it though. Are
You
you,
like
are you asking
Comic-Con?
me to
No,
give you?
no. I'm just saying that.
Let him finish.
I'm just saying that without watching any episode, I knew enough about it to know that I'm not interested in it. I didn't have to watch an episode to even find out that I'm not interested in it. Everything that you just told me so far,
Based on the information that
based on
you
the
have.
information that you know, was a little bit of information that I knew beforehand that would instantly make me not want to watch it. Now, I haven't seen any information out there that challenges anything that you've said about it so far, which leads me to believe that that's pretty much what the show is.
Okay.
Sounds like something
So-
I'm not interested in.
So my counterpoint to that, because I didn't know that I was supposed to be trying to sell it to you. How would you sell Game of Thrones to somebody who is not interested at Game of Thrones and no complete fashion or form? It don't matter what you tell
And a
them
lot
about
people
Game of
were not
Thrones.
at first.
What,
But
A lot of
at
people
first,
were not.
and that's my point.
That's
At
interesting,
first,
though.
that
That's
is my
interesting,
point.
though.
are you interested in treacherousness?
But no.
I'm asking.
I'm not, because it's drama, and I don't like drama a whole bunch. A lot of that shit and ratchet
But
shit.
why not? It happens every day. It's
The
everywhere. It
same way
surrounds
you-
us.
the
That's
same way
Panay
you
is
don't
the only
watch-
one who hasn't seen Game of Thrones, and we can put like.
and I've
so
never
what-
Still have
and-
not
and
sold
the
him
words,
on-
So
and
what
the
is his
word
reasoning?
Small lens never has been spoken or uttered.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
I've never watched Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
So why do I have a small lens if I don't watch RuPaul Drag Show?
No, you don't. I think that you have a small lens because it's the way that you're looking at coming about it. Like, again, with the RuPaul, I'm not trying to push it on anybody. You have to find what you like in those arts. Like me, it is the fashion and it's the competition and it's the way that they have to figure out a way to outcompete with each other in the artistry. It's not just
So
the makeup.
then-
I can care less what the makeup and the outfits that they choose is banging outfits, but it has to fit your personality. And not only does it have to fit your personality, but you have to accentuate that. You have to sell it, because you can just put on anything and, hey, you be like, oh, okay, well, I got on black today. Or you could put on black and they be like, that's him. That is his character. That is who he is. So with Game of Thrones, you have a small lens because everything else that you talk about and you relate to, Panay, it is right up the alley of Game of Thrones. So it baffles me that you are not interested in watching Game
But
of
I'm not
Thrones.
into that style of cinematography.
Is
You know what I'm saying?
is and
I'm
that
not
is,
at that mystical.
but it's none of
You know what I'm
that.
saying? I'm not.
It is.
That's not-
Dragons.
not
Dragons
my-
are
that's not
definitely
my
mystical.
type
That is,
of
but what I'm saying
cinematography I'm
is
into.
that's not the major part of it, and that's that little 10% that I'm saying that is enough that is blocking you from enjoying something that's great just because you don't like the way it's shot. My man Franklin Saint said it to Leon. Just because you don't like the way another nigga talk, you ain't gonna fuck up my money. So now you are blocking yourself from enjoying a great show. The show in its entirety is
But
great.
that's an opinion.
That's
that
absolutely an opinion.
that the majority of this cast shares, and we're your peers. And
We all
you
share,
won't
but
even
I've
take
been
our-
on where you're on it, and I get where you're coming from, and I was on his end of it too, because I didn't start watching Game of Thrones. I think they were in 3 going into 4. Like I was on like the whatever season John had died. whatever season. I think it was. Well, I was
First
going.
time.
Yeah, right. The first time.
Wow.
And so, and I literally saw everybody around me were just talking about it. And I hate just watching something because people are talking about it. And it was just, I had to take an interest on my own. And I had the first season, I literally had to watch like 3 times, not the whole season because that's just way too long, but the first few episodes because I'm more like, man, if this storyline don't pick up, and it just happened to be I was sick, it was raining, and it was just something to watch. And the storyline and how it's so intertwined, I love that intricacy, and that just made me keep watching.
So you said it was a story that was told that that sold you on the
right. But I had to get to that point on my own, and it was something. Yeah, everybody talking about it that like led me, of course, for it to be on my radar. But it was just I really wasn't interested in it at all. There's still so many shows I really haven't seen. I just didn't have an interest.
But don't you think all shows are like that? Like it take you at least. I used to say the first 3 episodes, but I say it take you about 6 or 7 episodes because for you to understand. I mean, not everybody.
Breaking Bad. It took 1 episode.
Breaking Bad did.
And I've never seen the episode.
It took 1 episode for me to fall in love with Breaking Bad, and I saw the entire. And I started watching Better Call Saul, but then I stopped.
What about The Wire?
Never seen Break.
It took me 1 episode.
It took 4 episodes.
It took me 1 episode for The Wire.
I thought the episode was about the cop the whole time, the main cop, and it was because how
technically it is.
Right.
But how they started off, it was kind of whack to me. And then Orange is the New Black.
What you mean?
It took 5 episodes for me to get into that.
Orange is the New Black. Literally, the whole series was over before I watched 1 episode. Like, it had been off for, like, several years before I even watched one. I didn't watch a lot of shows until we had a pandemic.
It took 4 episodes for me to even kind of get into it. And the only reason I watched it, because they was like, oh, it's like Oz, but with women. And I'm like, that's a push, which it pretty
really
much
is.
got there. It didn't get as
violent and all that.
Okay, so I didn't watch Oz.
You watched Orange is the New Black?
Nope.
How dare you?
I mean, I didn't want to say it.
Listen, I just watched it in the last like a year or two, and I told him like with Star Wars, I just watched Star Wars in the last year or two.
It took a particular character for me to get into Orange is the New Black. Like how you say you need a certain storyline.
Was it the black chick with the hair?
Crazy Eyes and Poussey. Crazy Eyes and Poussey were the 2 that got me locked in there because I was like, I want to know what their character line, what happens. Like Game of Thrones, it was hard for me to get into that, but I think I watched the first 3 episodes like 3 times so I can understand who the characters, and then those characters died.
Right.
And I'm
that's
like,
why I kept saying I had to keep rewatching. I'm like, okay, I know it's something there.
I'm like, damn, who was the main characters and who's important now? And now all these new characters are being introduced. I'm looking at it kind of like Clue. You know what I'm saying? Or like what's it was Clue, the one where you got to find out who murdered. So I was like, man, who's behind all of this? And it's back during the medieval times, so there is no government. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's pretty much on their own shice.
We got 3 more weeks. The House of Dragons come out.
It's 1 p.m. We're gonna have to do a wrap up.
All right.
Why? See, this is why I need. What interests me is free time and making this happen.
That's why I ain't seen House of Cards, because I don't have free time.
I haven't seen House of Cards either.
I paid time.
But it's also like I'll get to it when I get to it, just because I seek to learn a whole bunch of stuff.
When you start watching it, let me know. We gonna go episode by episode.
It's definitely the point is it's very political. And if you're not interested in
everything,
politics,
it's just me getting around to it. I'm gonna get around to it on my own time. But if you're open to everything,
to get back to the point of that conversation was interest, cup of tea. If you're not interested in politics, it's not going to hold you.
I'm not interested in politics, but also it's
You're gonna watch 2 or 3 episodes and be like, this ain't for me.
And I'll keep rewatching it.
Shoot.
Until I'm like, because it's something in regards to it. If anything in regards to politics, they ain't gonna put in a boring ass show.
Man, what was it?
They're gonna make the show good. So just because it's the show, I'm gonna keep watching it.
The show with Kerry Washington, and she was
Scandal.
Scandal. That was all politics, and a lot of people who don't like politics. I watched.
It's just a dramatization of what they're doing with the politics. It ain't just how politics is nowadays in regards to how we see it, of course, in real life. It's on a TV show, so they're gonna over dramatize something. So I know I will watch it. I just don't get around to it.
Interested in politics to enjoy it, just like The Good Fight too. The Good Fight was
Game of Thrones had nothing that I was interested in at the moment, but I still watch Game of Thrones.
dragons, and they didn't even show that until you got.
When I
think
first
Game of Thrones is. I think Game of Thrones is a old school political.
That is your.
It is
Your point of view, though. See how you.
Until you realize that while watching
That's
it,
what I'm saying.
you gotta watch a few episodes and go with the storyline first.
I even tried to sell it to Panay as politics because I
it's
thought
politics
that
in
would be
there.
the selling point, and he's still not interested because he
It's
doesn't
politics
like
on a whole bigger
dragons.
level. Like they're playing
That's
chess.
just
because I don't like
dragons.
dragons.
But they don't like dragons. He's anti-dragon.
Like any of those style movies, man. Like the Harry Potters and the
You got dragon
How
phobia.
dare you?
Lord of the Rings.
Magical
dare you?
I don't see
phobia.
into any of those types of.
He's not sci. He's not a
So
sci-fi
you've never
guy.
seen-
I am a
magic
sci-fi
phobic.
guy. I'm just not
That's sci, but that's
I don't
science
know what
fiction.
category
Magic
that
phobic.
is.
He's magic phobic.
mystical, magical.
So Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's that. Genre.
He don't like medieval shit.
There you go.
Man.
That's it.
Medieval
BDSM.
phobic.
Yes. Medieval. No.
BDSM.
What is
BDSM.
BDSM?
Bondage sadomasochism.
Oh, bondage sadomasochism. Hold on, what is it?
And on that note,
Did you
wrapping
say
up the show.
bondage
Shout
sadism massacre?
This
What?
is truffle butter all over again.
Is
You know that, right?
That sounds like somebody.
This blueberry waffle.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining this
y'all.
first live episode of Furthermore.
Yeah, first live.
Y'all protect y'all bungholes.
John Wilt, Luda, Press Belafonte, Smoke the Immortal, Gene Panay, and we're out.
Yeah. Furthermore. Check. Come on. Take a moment, reflect. We just gave you an earful. They breaking down the blocks while we build with some ill tools. Over the hill views while we charging the battle. Time is over the limit. Critical with your cattle. Casual, curious content. Change for your nonsense. Raw thoughts. Furthermore, no drooling, no vomit. View it, farm it. We invite you to with the comments. Till the next time. Take the share button and harm it. Yeah.